This is the Risk Grandnovice Series, where I, or a Grandmaster on the free-for-all ladder, share a lower ranked game. From this, hopefully more people will see the game of Risk. Newer players can improve their play, and maybe we'll get to see something crazy. We can hope for that. You don't have to be number one to have fun. So get out there and play some Risk. Today, we're going to be looking at a progressive game on the map United States. Turn timer 60 seconds, neutral AI. So if anybody bots out, it's going to be neutral. It's not going to do much. And alliances are off. So it's going to be world domination here. So I have been playing a lot of progressive. And this is also open up to intermediate. So novice to intermediate. I was having trouble filling a lobby with just lower ranks than that. But that is okay because we are here. We're gonna have some intermediates maybe in here and like some diversity. You can get intermediate pretty quickly in this game, so probably going to be seeing some newer players, even if they are up into the intermediate level. But what we're looking at here is a progressive game, and I think notably at this level, the level we're watching here, it's gonna be about the minimization of those very first trade-ins is going to be very impactful compared to a fixed game. So it's going to take a while with the trades going like from 4, 6, 8. It's going to take a while for those trades to become very impactful. And when you're playing a fixed game, especially on the lower level, if someone gets those 3 cards and it's a big trade, they can have a huge impact very, very early, where a progressive game is going to minimize that. So we're going to see how these players play it out with that in mind. And it's going to very quickly maybe get out of hand. We'll see if it gets to the point where cards are more important than the bonuses, and if that is recognized by the players here. So people should be looking to start separating themselves out, start looking for the bonuses they're going to take. At this level, at least, that's what you'd expect. We can watch out for other players playing a multi-position game. It looks like the purple players kind of indicating they're going to go for the bonus here on the very left-hand side, and they are very well spread out too. If they really tried to keep multiple positions, that is an option for them if they were to choose to play the game like that. I don't anticipate that happening. The orange player looking maybe like they want to go for this bonus down here, and that's going to be very hard to do considering how many other troops are also in here without really an easy way out. This 5 would have to attack up, and then the 3 would have to fortify out. And we could see that happen, but I don't know if we're going to see that kind of coordination here. I think possibly this bonus would have been better for the orange player if they were going to choose to take a bonus. But I can understand why they went for this bonus, considering they already have the 5 here, and they already have these 2 territories. We're going to see what happens. We're going to do what we always do here, and that is take ourselves out of the game. That way we have as little impact as possible on this game, so we can really see how these players play it out. It looks like I'm targeting the green player here. I'm really not. Yeah, getting a laugh out of it, that's okay. Be expected. Okay, we still have some troops up here too. And so now we have attacked ourselves out. Actually, that has made it really change the way the game looks, I think. So the purple player is going to have that easy line on California. It looks like the white player now has an easy line on their bonus here. The Midwest, or I say the Pacific Coast for the purple player, and the Midwest for the white player. The green player not choosing to leave that area, actually putting more troops down. We'll see what the orange player chooses to do here. We have this like little cluster, this like directly conflicting area right here where if anybody wants to go, actually the green player indicating, hey, get out of my way, let me take this bonus. If you notice that, it almost looked as if the green player was trying to signal to the orange player, I'm coming this way next. I'd like to come this way next. Please get out of my way. So the purple player here going to be taking their bonus. And since we are still on 1 hard for all the players in this game. I anticipate, oh my gosh, purple player actually continuing to attack, removing, it looks like, I think, the green player from the area, hitting the blue player, hitting the yellow player, which is myself, and probably overextending right now, because if somebody wanted to, they could easily, and by somebody, I mean the blue player could easily, they've got this bonus up here. If they don't roll this bonus, the blue player is about to get, not a lot, but a bonus troop. The blue player here could easily, if they wanted to, hit the purple, add 2 troops here, boom, over, this is broken, and take this bonus right here and have a 2-point guard on it. And the only way the purple player could respond is if they use this 4, but they're not going to have a bonus, and they're not going to be able to break through that if fortified correctly. So definitely a very risky move for the purple player. If this was a 70% domination game, they'd hold a huge proportion of map relative to the other players. You see over here 12 for the purple player, and the next closest is 7, now 8. So interesting play from the purple player, really, I think, overextending themselves here, but we'll see if it works out. I don't anticipate it working out, though. So now onto this conflict. So the white player did not choose to take their bonus when they could have done so, I think, or at least fortified in a way that made it so they would. You can see this 8 easily fortify right here. This 4 could easily fortify right here. And you might be thinking, hey, this is a progressive game. Why are you talking so much about bonuses? And the reason why is because at this level, not only this map kind of lends itself to people taking bonuses if it's kind of handed to them with their spawn in progressive. Another reason why I'm talking about it is because if you're trying to stay spread out and other players are trying to take bonuses, being in someone's bonus can actually be very risky. It can put yourself in a really tough situation that you might not want to be in. Because if I decided I wanted to have a spot, you know, in the bottom left here, and in the top right here, and in the top middle, and someone else says, well, I'm going to take one of those positions because I'm taking that bonus, suddenly you're a lot weaker. And also, if other players are playing the bonus game in the early game, you're going to fall behind. So you might be on, hold on, go ahead and do this again. So you might be on 18, 20 troops while everyone else is taking bonuses and they're on 30 or 35 troops, which is a huge difference. And the income from your cards is not going to make that much of a difference that quickly. So it's definitely a situation where you play the bonus game right now because everybody else is playing that way. That's the way it's going. And fighting against that can be very hard to deal with. So the green player is going to double down, is going to refortify in that area in the bottom right, which is called the southeast. The orange player at this point could have easily taken the southwest, but has not chosen to do so. And the blue player chose not to break the purple player in the top left, but did choose to take their bonus and remove the most threatening parts of the purple player in the top right. So the purple player would have no way to respond, and they're all kind of in one little area. Purple player really expanding, daring people to hit them, and they're not putting heavy guards anywhere. So if somebody doesn't stand up to the purple player, they're going to get bigger than the trade-ins will make up for. So we'll see if anybody stands up to the purple player here. What is the white player going to choose to do? They're going to choose to hit the purple player, which I think is very interesting. Purple player now in only 2 positions. This little one here, which I do not expect to survive very longer, and then one straight line. One straight line right here. Very, very vulnerable. The white player saying, I'm going to go for the Heartland. Lovely place to be. And I support that decision if you're looking for a great place for your people to exist. But when you're in a war, when you're trying to take over the entirety of the United States in this game, maybe this isn't the best play. Definitely attacking a lot, removing all the other players from this area, which I think is possibly a mistake. Let's see where they fortify out. This 8's going to fortify right here. We're seeing people in the different areas they are on the board is growing to a lower and lower amount as time goes on. Really, when these trades start coming in, which we might see people early trade in the higher level games, you're going to see almost all the time. Everybody's going to wait till they hit 5 cards, and then they're going to be forced to trade in. And then the lower end of those players who are getting the bigger trades might choose to make a move, usually don't. And then you go to eventually the second round of trades, and then things start to pop off. But at this level, you might see people making early trades, which is going to change the calculation that you do. The blue player doing this slow push forward, but still, when we start looking at that second and third round of trades, think about all these people who are in a line, who have very few positions, 1 position or 2 positions. So do this real quick. So look at when you're in progressive and the cards start coming, you start looking at lines. You should start looking at lines a lot sooner than that, but it becomes very important later in the game. It's very important through the whole game, but right now we're going to start looking at lines is the point. And what lines are is basically the pathways you have open to yourself to take out other players or other players to take out you. So who has lines on who? That's something we got to ask ourselves. So it would be pretty hard for, let's look at the green. Can the orange player, do they have lines on green? Well, it's going to be pretty hard for the orange player to get up here. Not impossible, but pretty hard. So while the orange player could hit the green player all close together very hard, very unlikely they take them out. If anything, they're going to do, and actually the purple player are going to trade early and is going to reestablish their position up here in the top right. What are they going to do with that? They may choose to break the blue player, which I think might be a mistake if the blue player can come around and do something here, but an 8-on-2 is 100% guaranteed roll, so that's going to remove the blue player from this side of the map, so there will be no direct response from the blue player at the heart of the purple player if the purple player chooses to attack the blue player in their bonus, which doesn't look like they're going to do because a 3-on-1 and then a 2-on-1 is unlikely, and I'm going to be removed from the game. Good for them. Not worth any cards, but it doesn't hurt to do it, you know, so why not? And we're going to be spectating the game from here. So it looks like the purple player, while we were going into her spectator mode, did remove the blue player from up here. So now the blue player is now in one big line. This is a great opportunity to talk about this. So look at this. Look at the pathing here. If you wanted to take out the blue player, it is just all right there in your face. Imagine the blue player. So we'll pretend they have a trade on, you know, we'll say they don't trade and then it rolls through and then they get a bigger trade. Their pathing can go up into this 6 and up here, and this 9 can go through 2 1s and have access to this area of the blue player. So the orange player has decent lines on the blue player, and actually everybody at this point has decent lines on somebody else. Let's see what the orange player chooses to do right now. Orange player probably pretty frustrated at the green player, and the green player pretty frustrated at the orange player for them not really working out who was going to have what bonus, and the white player actually able to take their bonus, the heartland. What are they going to do with it? Playing nice with the purple player. And so there are no alliances in this game. So there's no one sort of talking to each other. Shouldn't be. There's no one kind of helping each other out. If there were any emojis going on, we would see it. So there doesn't seem to be any emojis between individuals that would lead us to believe there was some sort of communication going on in the game. So any friendship that happens here was not done because people explicitly talk to each other within the game, because there's no alliances. See what the green player chooses to do here. Are they going to trade in on 3? Do they have a trade in? I don't think they should, and I don't think they will. What are they going to do? So they're going to roll a 6 on 3, which is not a 100% roll, but it is successful, and they're going to break a bonus of the purple player. Nobody has stepped up to do that yet, and we do not know the kind of player the purple player is. So we do not know how they're going to respond, but they get 10 troops, and they can respond however they want right now. What is the purple player going to do with these 10 troops? They're thinking about it. They're either gearing up to break the white player, or they're putting a guard in the top left, but they are going to retake. Are they going to push farther than that? They are going to do that. They are attacking, using up their troops. If players continue to let the purple player hold, it is going to be a very tough game. It's going to be very hard for others to overcome the purple player when they have so many bonuses right now. We see they're getting 4, 8, 9, 10 each turn, compared to others who, look at the green player, look at the orange player, they're not getting any bonus troops right now. And that's not even including, they have 16 territories, so they're going to be getting an extra 2 on top of that. So 12 extra troops on top of their regular base 3 troops. And the white player does not look like they're going to stand up to the purple player. What are they going to do instead? They do remove the purple player from the right side of the map. And the purple player is going to choose to expand somewhere. That's what we've seen the purple player do. Are they going to choose to expand into the white player, or are they going to continue in the bottom right here? Orange player taking a card, moving on. I'm not quite sure what trades are up to. I suppose we could do a rough guess. Trades, we might just be at 6 right now, because I think only 1 trade-in has happened so far. What does the blue player choose to do? They really could mix this game all up if they were to attack through and break every bonus of all the other players. I think that'd be interesting, but the blue player rolling a 12 on 9 on the orange player, probably crippling the orange player, setting them up to be taken out. Not a direct feed, because the only person who has direct access to the orange player right now is the green player, and I guess the green player would have to trade if they really wanted to make that happen. But it looks like the blue player just wanted to take this bonus for some reason. Very interesting play. More handing the game to other players than it is securing the game for themselves. So we're going to see where the game goes from here. Everyone being very friendly so far as allowing each other to hold bonuses. Now the green player has to do something, and it looks like they might just, gosh, it's so hard. It's going to be so hard for them to do anything really. They could try and break all of these bonuses and fortify out and use their trade on 5 coming up. I'm not sure. I don't think the green player lasts to do their trade on 5. Everyone else is just getting so strong and nobody's doing anything about it. $15 troops, more troops than the orange player even has. Fortunately, the they call it in more than wow, just 15 troops is a huge amount right now. So there's this concept, I guess I can bring up, called like effective troop count, which is the orange player does have 10 troops. That is true. But if the purple player wanted to eliminate the orange player, how many do they have to go through to get there? That number, how many they have to go through to get there, plus the amount of troops you actually have, is your effective troop count. So, and actually very interesting, the white player about to have a trade on 5, not a big trade, but still a trade on 5, and they are broken by the purple player. Is the purple player too big for the white player to do anything back to, or are we going to see a little tussle right here? Let's see what happens. But Well, let's just see what happens first, and then we'll. And it's interesting. The green or the orange player is actually about to get a trade on 5-2, so they survive to their next turn. What are they going to choose to do with that? I think going to the blue player, considering the blue player hit them so hard earlier, and the white player actually saying, "You went too far. Now it's my turn. I'm breaking your bonuses." And the purple player has just been so fragile that we'll see how they stand up to this, because so far the purple player has not been stood up to. And we don't know how they react. So we saw how the orange player reacts when they get hit. I don't think they really did much of anything. Unless this is actually their first time to respond. I'd have to look at the turn order again when they got hit. But now is their chance to hit the blue player back. Let's see what they choose to do. They're actually attacking pretty fast, maybe just a little upset. So blue player going to have a trade back, and it's actually going so fast right now. I want to talk about this effective stack size. I want to go back and see if that was the orange player's first chance to respond. I don't think it was. I think they had a time right before that. But I'd like to check that, but I can't really right now. And the blue player is setting themselves up right now. That 6 right there is very interesting. Not sure what they're going to do with it, unless they're going to try to remove the green player. And that is not enough troops to do so. What are they going to do right now? They're going to try and take a card. I guess they could roll this 4-on-1. They could roll this 3-on-1. See what happens. They're doing something with their 16. I don't think that is a good idea. Hitting the green player, very interesting. They get a very good roll on that, but it wasn't a good move to make, if that makes sense. So, no, what they're doing now is they're setting themselves up. They're making enemies that they don't need to make, because right now the orange player was upset at the blue player. Now the green player is going to be upset at the blue player, and the green player is about to have a trade on 5. So let's go back and let's look. So the time the blue player, so that was the orange player's first chance to respond to that hit on the blue player. So that came back around, it looks like. Actions have consequences sometimes. I guess every time? I don't know. I'm not talking about life here, we're talking about risk, and in risk, actions have consequences sometimes. So the green player is going to trade in right now, and what we're going to look at is who's going to have the trades on 3, because I know people are going to use them. This is definitely a good time to have a trade on 3. The trades right now looks like at 12, so the next is going to be 15. Injection of 15 troops right now can make or break someone's game. And actually the green player getting close to taking their bonus, but not close enough. We see the purple player has this guard right here that wasn't very impactful against the white player. And it feels like that was just so long ago, but that was just one turn ago. It's crazy. So, looking here now, what is the purple player going to choose to do? We have not seen how they respond to someone hitting them hard. I'll say they're still in a very good position for this game. All the players here have some chance. Purple player breaking back the white player. It's a bit of a spiral right now, but I understand it, because there's not a lot of opportunity for diplomacy here. There's not a lot of opportunity to communicate that you want to be friendly, or you want to make up, or you want to work together. It's really hard to indicate that here. And actually, if the orange player rolls that 14-on-9, it's going to look very bad for the white player. Right now, the white player actually has a very good position because they're so spread out, which I don't know if they intended to do. And actually, that 14 hits the 9. If the white player continues to be hit, it's going to look very rough for them, especially if they don't have a trade on 3. And no, so they're not continued be hit. So right now, the white player actually in a very good position right here. They're so spread out. And for someone to get to the white player, it would take a journey. It would take a journey, because you have to get over here to do it. So, see with the white player, do they have a trade on 3, and do they choose to use it? Considering the purple player very likely has a trade on 4, Might be the time. I also think it was interesting. The purple player left their 8 here, maybe just forgetting about it. I would have liked to see this 8 be activated in a way that's not in green's way. Because the green player can go this direction or this direction with this 10. And, you know, I think it's even the reverse. This 8 can only go one way. It's this way. So this 8, I think, would have done better to be fortified out somewhere instead of left here, and then the stack that was, I think, right here fortified over, if that's what happened. But I don't think we're gonna get to. Okay, so fortified from North Dakota to Arizona, yes. So instead of moving what was up here down to here, I would have liked to see this 8 moved somewhere. And the white player choosing to bot out for some reason, that's very interesting considering they were not in a horrible position in this game. They had a very winnable position. The orange player taking a bonus right now. See if the blue player stands for that. Does get enough to break the orange player if they want to. The trades on 3 not coming out from any players so far. Don't know if that was a choice or if that was just misfortune. Blue player taking that bonus, I don't think they should expect to hold it. Yeah, that might be, considering the position you've put yourself in, what you need to do, because you're not going to hold that bonus. Now the orange player probably not going to let you hold yours. So very tough position to be in, and actually probably not a good decision because to go this way, because the orange player was just here, and by taking this bonus and taking this bonus, they had to break your bonus to get a card. So I probably wouldn't have taken this bonus here. I probably would have moved this way and hoped. The thing is, bigger trades are going to start coming in. So not being spread out is going to be very, very rough now. You can see how the bonus playing game can really come back to hurt you if you do not have the trades you want to have, and you don't have that friendly game where you're just building up troops in the early game to make up for the lack of safety you get from holding your bonus. So what holding those bonuses can really do earlier in the game is it can hold off the impact of those early trades and make the second round and third round trades where even less impactful. The first round trades we were getting 4, 6, and 8. Well, if everybody has been getting a bonus 4, 5, 6 troops from holding the continents, then it really mitigates the impact of those first round trades. And there's something called card skipping. We're not going to get too into that, but if you have heard people talk, we'll get into it in the future, but not right now. If you've heard people talk about card skipping in progressive early in the game and how it impacts those early trades, that's why it impacts those early trades, because for troops, when you choose not to, when you choose to put off those early trade-ins by skipping on cards, very interesting choice right now. I don't know if it was just a pathing mistake or what, but leaving the white player with 3 cards open to be removed. Now this is the orange player's chance. They need to come through here. Oh, is the white player back? The white player looks to be back right now, but they still don't have a trade on 3. They didn't take a card last time, so they don't have 4 cards to have had the opportunity to gain another card for a trade. So what are they going to choose to do here? Very rough position for the white player, and they should anticipate not surviving much longer. So what I was saying is people will choose to, at some points in the game, in progressive, not, and that's just a huge stack, 42 cards. 42 troops for the white orange player. Going to be removing the white player. Where are they going to choose to go from here? It's really their world, and all the other players are just sitting in it. Should I say their country, the United States? We should see the United States covered with orange very soon. I do not anticipate the other players lasting much, considering the blue player and the green player, if removed, are going to guarantee force trades for the orange player. So orange player removing the blue player now after taking out the white player. We can see who came back and won that after all between the blue and the orange player. Now, just look at that. Look, we saw the straight line before here. We saw the straight line before here. And now we're going to see a straight line through the green player. I think it's unfortunate, you know, being so close to the green player all game, that the orange player is not going to have to go through and remove them before removing the other players, or before removing the purple player, who was not as friendly. You know, you might get some sentiment just from hanging out next to someone for so long. But we see now how this game has just exploded. 103 troops for the orange player, 50 troops for the purple player, and a trade coming up guaranteed if this goes one more turn, which it might not. The pathing for the orange player, amazing. Just that straight line. No, there's not much room to be spread out anymore because the orange player owns so much of the map. This is going to be going to the orange player. Good game. Let's see if we get a little emote right there. Good game from the orange player. Great sportsmanship. Shows some real game sense and just sense of community. I love seeing that. Good game, orange player. Now let's look through and see these ranks right here. So the orange player was the intermediate of the bunch and just extremely resilient through all that. Getting hit hard by the blue player. Not being able to take a bonus while other players were looking for bonuses because of the conflict with the green player and the expansion of the purple player. It did not look good, and the orange player was able to pull it back. You can see really just how explosive progressive can be and why you shouldn't give up. So that was fun. That's why we're doing this, and I'm so glad I can say that was fun. This has been the Risk Grandnovice Series. Get out there and play some Risk and have fun like this game was fun.